Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is going to be messages you need to hear, and it's going to be picking from different oracle decks. So I have these three beautiful oracle decks here. So I'll explain them before I ramble on. For pile number 1, we have the Rose Oracle, and we have this clear quartz sphere. For pile number 2, we have the Work Your Light Oracle and this clear quartz heart. Clearly, I'm trying to attract people who want clarity because I'm using clear quartz for every pile. Clearly. Oh my gosh, I'm awful. For pile number 3, we have, this is my favorite one out of all of them. We have the Starseed Oracle. So they're all made by the same people. And we have this clear quartz tower. So if you're looking for clarity, clearly you're in the right place. Before I begin, I had an interesting encounter today. I was at my job that I have now quit, but I have to work until the end of the year, taking photos. And they said, you know, you've been taking photos of our kids since they were babies for 10 years. What will you do now? And I was like, oh, well, I just found something that made me happier. And the dad was like, I'm sorry, I missed what it was. I said, well, I didn't say. And I said, actually, I am going to be a YouTube influencer or whatever. I felt so awkward. And they were like, oh, that's so cool. What will you be doing? And I said, reading tarot. And they were like the cards? Anyway, it made me realize how much I mask who I am in my job because I wasn't happy. It wasn't making my soul happy. And it's just so refreshing to come here and be absolutely myself, and like I don't even feel bad about it. So anyway, I'm super awkward. So if you need a minute to sit with the piles or sit with the energy, you can pause it and I will see you at your pile. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this clear quartz sphere and the rose, I've already forgotten the name. The Rose Oracle, that's what I thought it was. And then I second guessed myself. Maybe you're second guessing yourself. Anyway, I decided that I'm gonna do all cards on camera today. And we're just gonna see what messages you need to hear. So we're gonna leave it really open for interpretation. Take it however your soul wants to resonate with it. You'll know if it's for you. You will. I believe in you, pile 1. Maybe you need a pep talk. All right. As I said that, I saw an interesting card on the bottom. All right. So pile 1, we're going to ask Spirit what you need to hear today. And we're going to use 3 decks. We're going to use a tarot deck and then another oracle deck. So let's get into it, pile 1. What does pile 1 need to hear? We have the return, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. That's interesting. This could be regarding a new job, or it could be the way it's the return. It could be maybe you're returning to a job or a place that made your soul happy once. For some of you, this could be about a person that's returning. I was doing a reading, the pick a card reading yesterday, and I kept channeling the energy of the ball is in your court. And that's kind of what I hear. A new story, you decide, alignment. Again, this could be about love or career or however it resonates to you. We're going to get 2 more of these. What does pile 1 need to hear? What does pile one need to hear? We have lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, gather. So you could be meeting your soul family or figuring out what your soul's true calling is. It's very interesting. If you find what makes your soul happy, it doesn't even have to be light work. When you're vibrating at the highest level, you do attract abundance. And I know I sound crazy when I say that, but I have experienced it. If you are doing what your soul is truly happy doing, it doesn't feel like work. You're just in love with it. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm not gonna stay on that for too long. You know, a lot of corny sayings that I used to think were corny and crap, I actually now really get. Like, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can. I believe in you, pile one. I'm just going to take the top card because that was too many. We have rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy. All right, so we're going to get some tarot. What does pile one need to hear right now? What does pile one need to hear? We have the Seven of Shells, choice, ambition. So there is something here about making a choice. We have it, a new story, you decide. It's your choice, whatever this is. It could be a connection. It could be, that's really interesting. I'm getting the energy from this card that you may be choice and ambitions. So you may be going after a job that you want, or you might be trying to make some kind of choice of what to prioritize. It's very interesting how this, you know, this lobster is up here with all these shells and this little one is down here. It's very interesting. It kind of represents leaving something behind that's not working. That's what I'm getting. But yeah, it's saying that you have a choice here. I'll put it here. What message does pile one need to hear? We have manifestation, prosperity. So this could be work related. Oh my gosh, look at the panda. I love pandas. If you're new here, I love black and white animals. I have a collection. I could show you. Someday I will. We have manifestation and prosperity. So this could be work related, or it could be a new beginning on your own as a single person. Take it as it resonates. With the return, I do feel like for some of you it is love related. I also heard you're their lobster when this card came out, and to me, I was almost seeing six of shells energy, which is 6 of cups. Anyway, yeah, that makes more sense to me now. I don't know why I was thinking about this the way that I was. This makes more sense to me now. Maybe you've been juggling 2 jobs. I don't know. I don't normally get a bunch of work-related energy. We have the 6 of acorns. This is definitely, I really do feel like there's something you want to be doing. And Spirit's saying to follow the path that you're intuitively being called to take, especially if it has to do with this is the 6 of Wands, which doesn't make sense to me. I want it to be the 6 of Pentacles, but anyway, it's not. And this is about victory and success. It can be about social media. So you might have you know, the chance to be a social media influencer. You might be, you know, telling people in a couple of years, oh, I'm going to be, or a year, I'm going to be a YouTuber, and they're going to look at you like you're crazy. If you missed that, that happened to me in the intro. But anyway, this is also about public recognition. It's about being triumphant towards something you've been working towards. So for some of you, I do feel we have sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure, and the return. So I can't help but think, you know, somebody is returning. I can't help it, you guys. I'm getting love messages. I can't help it. I can't help but think someone is returning here. And it could have been with the 7 of shells. It could have been someone that made you feel like you weren't their top choice or like you were an option. They could have really confused you. And I feel like maybe you've been trying to manifest them back. And I feel like they're coming here. Like it's like you've laid down this pentacle, and this panda's like, well, you know, maybe I'm not done with that pentacle. I don't mean to be so... I know that whatever caused this person to go was not easy, so I'm not trying to make light of it. I just like to give the animals little voices. Anyway, I do feel like it's something that you've invested time and energy into and perhaps didn't see the results you wanted. Perhaps, you know, if it is a job, perhaps you didn't see the path that you took for work. Perhaps you didn't see the success that you wanted to see and your heart calls for something else. This could also be, you know, the return of this person making it public. And in some cards, this represents, there's wedding imagery on it. So take it as it resonates. But yeah, I do feel like it's whatever choice you make here, you're going to see results from it. You're going to see long-term pentacles from it. You're going to get long-term abundance from it, whatever this choice is, whether you're resonating with, because this is a general reading. So technically any of these cards could resonate. Only one could resonate. Take it as it resonates. You know, the 8 of Pentacles also represents, before I move on, no, sorry. Oh my gosh. Do you see what happens? Do you see what happens with this deck? Acorns, I hear earth. I hear earth, you know? Anyway, this is actually the 8 of Wands. So the return, we have the 8 of Wands. This is about incoming communication, hearing from someone from the past, possibly that you know, tried to devote yourself to. Maybe they didn't return that. There could have been, you could have a soul calling with this soul call. This could be a counterpart connection, that this is your mission to be together with this person and save the world with your love. Anyway, leave me alone. There's something about a soul call. So very interesting with this 8 of Acorns. I do believe if it's work related, even if it's not, if it's love related, Spirit's saying that if you put your energy into this, even if it is, you know, somebody from your past, it's a cycle that needs to complete itself, that Spirit's saying if you put in energy, you will have results here. And yeah, for a lot of you, I feel like it's incoming communication from someone with that return call. So what else? Okay, Strength. Oh my gosh, guys, this is my favorite card in this deck. And it was a screensaver on my phone, or background picture. What do the kids call it? I don't know. On my phone. This is Strength. So whatever this is, it's going to make you stronger. I do believe that it's probably, for a lot of you, it's a few different scenarios. One, there's love, and this is, you know, you could be being tested by the return of this person to see how much you've grown with this Strength card. You could be receiving like communication and Spirit wants to see. Actually, under that communication card, I noticed the 5 of Swords. So I do feel like you're getting some sort of test here to see if you're ready for this person, because if they come in and they trigger you and you go into acting from that 5 of Swords energy, that place of protecting yourself, then you're not ready. You need to know that you're perfect the way that you are, and that you've done the healing, and that you deserve, equal give and take as much as this person can handle. It is hard, okay? It is hard. We all love differently. But anyway, I do feel like this could be a possible test with communication. And my advice for you, because I got tested a lot with communication from my counterpart, and it took me forever to learn what the test was. And the real truth of it is, every time they came in, I was triggered because I was acting from a place, I had an abandonment wound. So I wanted constant reassurance. I wanted constant communication. I had anxious attachment. So I would get more and more attached to this person. And it wasn't until it took me so long to realize that's what was happening, that if I was really, truly, strong within myself, focusing on my inner strength, nothing that person would say could trigger me if I was in the right place. Anyway, my biggest advice to you is find out why you're being triggered. What is it about this person's communication that's triggering you? And if you are triggered, before you say anything, just take a step back. And I'm really tired of people telling me that, this is the last time I'm going to say it, that I'm promoting narcissistic behavior. I have watched people with narcissistic traits who were raised by narcissists change because somebody showed them unconditional love, and that bond was strong enough to fix that. And I'm tired of people labeling people as narcissists. I used to be that person. I labeled people as narcissists. And you know what's really sad is that's learned behavior from their parents and their parents and their parents and all the way back. And that's the point of counterpart connections, is to heal those, not put up with the behavior. You don't put up with it. That's the point. You don't put up with it, and then that person changes. Oh my gosh, I don't know if somebody needed to hear that. That was a rant. So anyway, for those of you who aren't resonating with counterparts, I get really passionate. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm trying not to apologize so much. For those of you who aren't resonating with a counterpart, I believe that this has something to do with your destiny and what your calling is and what your soul mission is. We have the Queen of Wands, so Spirit's saying follow your passion, and people will ask me, how do you know what makes your soul happy? You crave it. It's what you want to do. You don't want to watch TV, you'd rather do that. You don't want to work, you'd rather do that. And when you're doing that thing, you lose time. You're never checking the clock. You're never worrying about how much time is passing. And your soul just feels at ease and it feels happy. And when you find that, whatever that is for you, you start opening up like an onion. Think of Shrek, all the layers. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going on about that. I just feel for a lot of you, there is some kind of soul mission for you here that you're supposed to be working towards. And again, I am getting social media for a lot of you with all that fire energy or just being in the public eye somehow. Let's get one more card. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords. So this is mental clarity and foundation. So the Ace of Swords can represent a new chapter. It can represent a breakthrough. So if you're resonating with the counterpart, this connection could have a breakthrough coming here. and a new chapter. And we do have a new story, you decide, alignment, it's all coming together. There's also, I feel like you need to listen to your intuition, because I kind of see a person there trying to listen. Anyway, for those of you who are resonating with the business, the Ace of Swords can represent a new venture. So I do feel like your soul is trying to get you to choose something, whether or not that's this person, whether or not that's a job, or following your soul's mission. Aren't these cards so pretty together? I think so. And I have another pretty deck to go with them. But before we do that, I'm going to read some of these cards for you. I also picked these oracle decks because for me, I use them a lot, but I don't use them in many readings. Not a lot. The Return. I'm going to start with the Return because that's where I went. It's also on page 106, which reduces to 7. Chariot energy, forward movement. You've waited patiently for this moment. You've likely been working on the inner for some time now, and the outer is beginning to come into alignment. That's what I meant. I feel like Spirit's going to try testing you now. They're going to try testing you to see, will you follow your soul's mission? Will you follow your heart back to the counterpart, if that's how you're resonating with it? As changes begin, we're in a never-ending growth cycle. This doesn't mean that we're constantly in bloom. No, this means that we're constantly changing. This card is like the bloom. However, it's more powerful than it heralds. It heralds the coming and going of a whole new way of being. An entirely new story is being written. This card heralds a great shift in your life. This often takes time, sometimes even lifetimes. Acknowledge how far you've come and how much you've grown. You're a part of creating change, not only in your own life, but in the world. Take a moment to take it in. You're just one of many, but your being here matters. A petal in the rose of a new humanity, part of the forever unfolding. Things are aligning for you and around you. They're convening and coming together. You're in the right place at the right time. Your outer world matches your inner world. This card is delivering a message of harmony, of coming together, and the embodiment of holding a clear vision for many years. You've been doing the groundwork to get this moment right here, perhaps for months, years, even lifetimes. Use this moment. You get to decide what happens next. And there is an affirmation, and guys, I'm telling you, like the sayings that I thought were so cheesy, I thought affirmations were whatever. And they work. They actually work. So please say this affirmation to yourself. Write it down and say it, like memorize it. I acknowledge how far I've come and how much I've grown. I decide what happens next. You darn tootin' you do. The ball is in your court. Rapture. Rapture. It's interesting because there is a card right after that of reunion. So I really do feel like this is, for some of you, a counterpart. You're being tested with contact from this person. Rapture. Flora is the ancient Roman... Oh, this is on page 102, which reduces to 3, which is... Anyone? The Empress. I feel I was channeling Ferris Bueller there. Anyone? Flora is the ancient Roman goddess of spring and flowers. In one myth, she was struck by Cupid's arrow and got overwhelmed by love, and completely breathless in the moment of rapture, she called for Eros. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize. However, the sound arrows came out of her mouth instead, so rose became another word for arrows, and it also became the symbol of love, beauty, and passion. Many religions have placed a shameful cloak around sensuality, sex, pleasure, ecstasy, rapture, and sexuality. One of the most natural, pleasurable parts of life has become conditional and judged. The rose wants us to heal from this and remember that pleasure, sensuality, sexual preference, and expression of desire can be some of the most sacred, miraculous things about being a human on earth. This card comes with a message about receiving and giving love and pleasure. Flora wants you to know that your sensuality, your passion, and your sexuality, no matter how you identify, are sacred and holy. She wants you to connect with your sensual true nature and to celebrate this in all people. That's beautiful, and I agree with that. And you know what? I believe that until you know and are truthful about how you identify with yourself and who you love, that you can't be your true self. I truly believe that. And I have twins that, and no comments about my children. They came to us when they were 9 and they told us they didn't feel like they identified with who they were. And I support them. And I saw a huge change in my children. It was beautiful. And that is what caused my spiritual awakening, was seeing my kids awaken. I'm not even lying. Yes, my counterpart came into my life right around the same time. It all kind of happened at once. It was amazing and beautiful, and I have no regrets, and I love everyone. I don't care how you identify with yourself or who you love or what you believe in. I support you. So I just had to say that. Because maybe there's somebody in this pile that, is afraid to be their true self. And I don't ever want anybody to be afraid to be their authentic self. And you know what? Even if you are your authentic self, there are going to be people out there that don't like it. And we just have to learn, listen to me. I need to learn this. We just need to learn not to let those comments bother us. I love you. And I've got lots of love for you. So, lineage of the rose. Sorry for my rant. These times, these changing, decisive times, your soul chose. There's a lot about choice here, you guys. Your soul chose to be here right now for this. You are part of a collective team led by the goddess, by the mother of us all, to reweave the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity, to make spaces where people feel cherished and safe. It's funny because I was just trying to make somebody feel cherished and safe. That's funny. To heal and be healed from the destructive patterns of patriarchy. There we go. I got it that time for sure. To be part of the return of the goddess to the earth. If you've been doubting your path, if you're being called to look within, trust the whispers and weavings from caverns deep. The way of the mystic rose is walked by few, and known by heart, not mind. Try not to overthink, rather trust the threads that are woven deep. So whatever's pulling at your soul, you guys. This card contains with it a confirmation of the inner call and a reassurance that you're not alone in it. I have chills. The mother of us all thanks you for being part of these changing times for humanity. She acknowledges your devotion to doing your best to support yourself and others in the journey back home, to themselves, to each other, and to the earth. She wants you to know that she is available to guide you every step of the way. Speak, sing, and dance with her. You are led, you are led, you are led. Oh my gosh, that's making me tear up. Guys, being your authentic self and following what makes your soul happy, your heart happy, screw your ego and your mind. It brings such happiness, and that's why I'm so happy. Like, I followed my soul and my heart and soul. Maybe you play piano. Anyway, I really do believe that you can do anything you put your mind to. I do. So we're going to get a couple of these to see any last messages for you. We have Soul on Fire. It's interesting because this talked about having, you know, this support to sing and to speak and to be who you are. And there was a lot of fire in your reading about being in the spotlight. And look, we have Soul on Fire. So I really do believe that you're meant to figure out whatever lights your soul on fire. And guys, I am getting some divine counterpart energy in here. This equals 11. So if it's a twin flame connection that lights your soul on fire and you can't even describe why to another human being, follow your heart, okay? Follow your soul. Listen to your intuition. You're magical. And I believe that whatever makes your soul happy is also your calling, your mission. So whatever lights that soul on fire, I'm telling you. I believe in you, pile one. I believe in you. Some cards flipped over, but I don't want to take them all. We have 57 Rise, which reduces to 12, which reduces to 3, which is the Empress energy. So there is a lot about, I'm almost seeing like a phoenix here. I know that's not a phoenix, but that's what I'm feeling with that Rise energy. There is a calling that you're being called towards, and Spirit's saying, like, rise up to this calling. Beautiful energy. I love the colors there, all the chakras. Beautiful. All right, so we'll take these two. We have balance, in balance. And 14 equals 5, which is about change. So you definitely have change coming in, a choice. I believe that possibly for some of you I'm getting, because I feel like for some of you, if there's a career that you're wanting to explore on the side, Spirit's saying that, you know, you can put energy into that and still, you can change while remaining balanced, because you can't just, you know, quit your job and be like, I'm going to do this now. Unfortunately, that's not how life works. You have to plant pentacles. You have to plant seeds. That's what I'm getting for some of you. For others of you who are resonating with counterpart energy or love, I do believe that this connection is coming into balance. There's a lot here about, you know, the return of someone and communication and being tested to see, are you balanced? Have you changed? 5, change. We have prosperity, sisters, or happiness and joy. That's amazing, because we were talking about, I was talking about how if you find what makes your soul happy, you will be successful and you will see prosperity and abundance. That's amazing. And that's true. Whatever lights up your soul, whatever makes you happy, go for it. That's beautiful. That also 36, which is 9. When I think of the 9 of Pentacles, I do feel, I think about, that's evolution of self. 9s are about evolution of self. So I feel, you know, I see you evolving into whatever this is that makes your soul so happy. And then you know, you're glowing. 9 of Pentacles, mini Empress. You're focusing on yourself, what makes your soul happy, and you experience a glow up. Beautiful. So pile 1, I'm going to leave it there just because I don't have my ring light and the sun is setting and I want to make sure to get to all my piles. But hopefully some of this resonated. If you want to book a personal, I do have space next week available. And as always, I am sending you lots of love. Bye. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this clear quartz heart and work your light oracle, yep, I got it right. This is going to be a reading. Get out of here, pile one. Just kidding. If you're from pile one, you can stay. I love you. This is going to be a reading about what's coming, or sorry, what message Spirit wants you to hear. So pile one was very interesting. I wasn't sure how I wasn't sure how it was going to go. So pile one was kind of cool. So I'm excited for pile two. I don't know if you guys can hear the crickets. Can you hear that? Crickets. The sun is starting to set. So I'm going to try my best to keep this around a half an hour so that I can get pile three in and they're not in the dark. Poor pile three. You're always in the dark. I have a new ring light coming though, so exciting. All right, so let's see what my awesome pile twos need to hear today. What does pile two need to hear? Right away, we have leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So you're supposed to take a leap of faith towards something very interesting. Could be a new job, could be towards a person. For some of you, when I got this card, I actually, and I don't normally get this, there's something about you taking a leap towards someone who you've been waiting to hear from. And that's just for some of you. I don't normally say that unless I hear it. So for some of you, it might be time to take a leap of faith towards something or someone. What else does pile two need to hear? Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? And now we have this mirrored energy. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This is very interesting. For a lot of you, I do get business and love here, or soul mission and love. I can't help it with these cards. There's a lot about soul mission because if you believe in counterparts, a lot of us are meant to have a soul mission with activated by the counterpart. Anyway, there is a message here of there's mirroring. Possibly you are both, if you resonate with counterparts, you're both trying to align your life so that you can come back together. This could represent you both doing self-work and somebody taking a leap of faith here. I believe it's Spirit saying you go, well, it says you go first. So it's about you going first here, however that resonates to you. I also believe that you could be having an ego death because this reminds me of like when you have an ego death and you realize some of your beliefs about yourself are a little bit shattered and you realize how you were not being forgiving enough or you were gaslighting someone, or it's whenever you encounter a shadow within yourself and you see what needs to change. There's a lot here I'm getting about counterparts. I can't help it. That it could be that you're the one blocking the connection. I have no idea why I'm hearing that. And that it could be something within you that you need to change. It could be a behavior or a trigger that this person is sparking up in you that you don't even realize is a shadow. And I say that because I've been there. I behaved in ways that I thought were okay. And until they were mirrored back at me. Anyway, it's hard to have an ego death. It's hard to admit things about yourself that you don't like. But there's a message here about that for some of you. This can also be about business. You could be feeling torn between two jobs, or you could be wanting to do something different. And Spirit's saying, like, look at your life, what needs to change. Is it your job? Are you happy? I saw a great movie on the weekend. It's a kid's movie, but the person, it was elemental, and it was about fire, earth, water, and air. And the mother was a love reader. Oh my gosh, you guys, the mother was a love reader. Anyway, the main character, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but the main character was working My dogs are barking at a car outside. Blue car, if that's relevant to anyone. The character was working at a shop, and she was like snapping at everyone and being rude to everyone and no patience with anyone, really cranky. And I said to my partner and our children, I was like, that job does not make her soul happy. She is not happy working there. And that's what I mean. Like, take a look at what's not working in your life. Spirit's saying, you know, change what's not working in your life. If you hate your job, please don't stay in a job you hate. Please don't stay in a career you hate. Find what makes you happy. Please. I know it's easier said than done, but like I said to pile one, I believe that you can do anything you put your mind to. And there are so many people who fall into jobs that they hate, and they go every day of their life. They spend more time at work than at home, and they hate it. And that's an unhappy way to live. Anyway, let's see what else comes out for you. I'm getting lots of weird messages. You could also be trying to embody Divine Empress energy for some of you. Sorry, I know I'm jumping around. I'm not trying to be distracting. I do have ADHD, so... but for some of you, you could have been not in Divine Feminine energy. You could still be in Queen of Swords energy with like your boundaries up and like ready to fight, and Spirit's saying it's okay to let go. It's okay to embody Divine Feminine energy. Maybe you're worried about walking away from a counterpart. And Spirit's saying, you go first, the universe will catch you. Like, maybe you're being mistreated by a masculine is what I mean, or a counterpart, and you're putting up with behavior that you shouldn't be. What's not aligned or need to change. See what I mean? I'm getting so many messages for so many different people. It's a little overwhelming. You could be putting up with, I just spit, I'm sorry. You could be putting up with some kind of toxic behavior from your counterpart. And, you know, Spirit's saying it's okay to trust the universe and to walk away and to put you first. And truly, I believe when the feminine does that, or the counterpart does that, it causes the other one to change, because that's how strong the love is. And I went on a rant in pile one about how we label people as narcissists and toxic, and it's really unfair because they are just doing what they were taught as children. And they probably had crappy parents. And their parents probably had crappy parents. And I don't think anybody was doing it right for a long time. And I've seen people with narcissistic tendencies learn about themselves, have ego deaths, and change, and become better people. Just saying. I'm just saying. Pile two, what do you need to hear? I just can't. This is too much. I just can't. I feel, it's funny because this says share your voice. And I know that I keep bringing up comments in the comment section. It's not so much about the comments. It's that I am trying to share my voice to change the perception of people. Because for so long, people have judged people because of the way they were raised, by their childhood wounding, by their neurodivergencies. You know, shout out to my autistic people. We can come across as cold or over empathic or oversensitive or too clingy or weird or any of the things that we get labeled with, and labels are harmful. So anyway, come out of the cage, persecution expression. I feel like that was just me, what I was doing. But anyway, the reason I bring up the comments is because I believe people can change. And I believe that by sharing my voice, I can help other people believe that their counterpart can change, or their whoever can change. Anyway, share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution expression. So for those of you who are resonating with the counterpart journey, I do feel for some of you, I'm getting that there is something about taking a leap of faith and expressing yourself towards your person. And I don't get that a lot. And I don't want you to think that I'm like telling you to do this. I'm telling you to listen to your intuition, to meditate on it, to think about it before you do it, to figure out if you're ready, have you changed what you need to change? There is a lot about coming out of the dark here, coming out of hermit energy, taking a leap of faith towards what you really want. You go first. And so often the messages we get are, you do not go first. You stop and you wait for them to come back. For others of you, you could be farther along on your counterpart journey and you could be in union maybe, or believing that you'll be in union someday and following your dream of being a light worker, and Spirit's saying, share your voice. I did not want to share my voice at first. I did everything I could not to speak in my tarot videos, and I wasn't reaching the people I needed to reach because they couldn't hear me. And I couldn't communicate in little text, short TikToks. Anyway, if you're afraid to have your voice heard, you shouldn't be, because by being your authentic self and speaking your authentic truth, you will find your people. You'll find your soul's mission. And I used to watch tarot readers say stuff like this, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's nice. What a nice pipe dream. But it's true, and I've experienced it, and Spirit wants you to experience it too. Whatever your passion is here, go for it. You go first. Anyway, we're gonna stop there because I'm getting really heated in some of these. And you shouldn't be afraid to be yourself. People are going to judge you. Like, look at me. I'm my authentic self and people judge me all the time. But they don't really know me. And if they don't like me, I'm not for them. I'm for you, pile 2. All right. So we have the World on the bottom right away. Fulfillment, celebration. So fulfilling some kind of urge here, something that you've been drawn towards, whether that's your person, whether that's your soul's calling. Spirit, what does pile 1 need to hear? Apparently you need to hear it on the floor. So this is Knight of Pentacles, endurance, determination. So right away, I'm getting that you may be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you could be dealing with a divine masculine counterpart. I'm going to say all the messages I hear, okay? So just, anyway. You could be dealing with a counterpart that's moving very, very slow. And I do feel like this person is working slowly back towards you. Again, I think you should meditate on whether or not you want to reach out. So many times readers say, don't reach out, don't reach out, don't reach out. Let them come to you, make them learn their lesson. But at some point, we do have to, I don't know if every counterpart would come back. Like, some counterparts communicate a little bit. Just to stay in touch. Anyway, I don't really believe in telling anyone to reach out or not to reach out. I trust what the cards say. Anyway, so this could symbolize that you're dealing with someone very slow, and there is something here about expressing yourself to this person. Maybe it would bring them comfort because they are moving slowly back towards you here. To me, this is also about if you're working towards something, or if you want to work towards something, Spirit is saying that you will see the investment of it. You will get like 10 of Pentacles, but that it'll take time. And you could have a dream of doing something that you're not actually trained for right now. And Spirit's saying that's okay. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to plant these pentacles slowly. It's okay to move slow. Very beautiful energy. does pile 2 need to hear? The King of Wands, optimism and innovation. This is very interesting. I want to see what this book says, because this is a very different kind of tarot deck. They have to me, they have different kind of meanings. So I want to see this for sure. Where are you, acorns? So your message about this, because Spirit says read it right from the book and take it as it resonates, whether it's your person or you. Energetic and charismatic, Horse is a visionary with a dynamic demeanor. This fireball of a spirit will demonstrate how to discover your own freedom and embrace your greatest potential. Don't hold back. Pursue the path of Horse by fashioning your natural leadership qualities and celebrate your ever-shifting awareness of your spiritual expansion. Like Horse, you encompass a strongly burning fire within, and you have a greater ability to adapt than you may realize. Behold your unique voice and let loose your wild spirit. There's so much in this about sharing your voice, you guys. So you could want to be a writer, you could want to be a singer, you could want to be a counselor. Something about speaking here. Very interesting, because we have share your voice. Interesting. I never spoke until I was 30, almost 38. I wouldn't speak to anybody. I hated the sound of my voice. Anyway. Strength, innovation, enthusiasm, optimism, spirited, energetic, fiery, strong, principles, leadership, perseverance. Beautiful. See, that's why I needed to read that card. Share your voice. So whatever that means to you, whether it's going after your life calling, whether it's sharing your voice with this person that you care about them, however it resonates to you. We have the 3 of Acorns. Interesting. This is about collaboration. So foresight, exploration. I'm going to read this one too. This is very interesting. I get very different energy than the traditional. No, sorry, this is the 3 of Wands. Oh my gosh. Do you see how this deck confuses me? Anyway, acorns are not earth, Kelly. Acorns are not earth. They fall on the earth. They're technically from, anyway. This is actually the 3 of Wands. So this is amazing. This is about forward movement and planning. And the 2 of Wands can talk about, this is the 3, but the 2 of Wands can talk about something needing to change before you can take this leap, before you can have forward movement. And Spirit's saying, you know, whatever this is, you're about to have forward movement to explore what it is that makes your soul happy. Beautiful. I am going to look in the book for that one. That was fun. Fresh opportunities are being revealed. The wheels have been set in motion and momentum is building. Optimism will carry you a long way and your potential for productivity is favorable. Set your sights on the path ahead and thoughtfully consider where your life is headed. Carry your vision forward, be open to new prospects. Foresight, exploration, self-confidence, development, expansion, power, achievement. That's beautiful because we do have this Knight of Crystals here where maybe you have doubts that if you start this new venture, it'll move really slowly. And Spirit's saying you'll have forward progression, you'll have forward movement here. It's the right path. That can also be, if you resonate with divine counterparts, that this person, you're going to see them again, that they are going to come back, that if you do embody Empress energy and fall in love with yourself and follow your soul mission and turn your back on this person because of the way they're treating you, that I believe you'll have forward movement. We have Temperance on the bottom. Interesting. We have the King of Shells, Harmony and Integrity. Very interesting. And it's a seahorse. Harmony and Integrity. I'm going to get one more. We have the Ten of Shells. Oh my goodness. So, this is very interesting. You have emotional fulfillment coming in at the end here. Whatever this is to you, whatever you're taking a leap of faith towards, Spirit's saying you have emotional fulfillment. And again, even if you don't want to reach out to this person, I feel like if you work on yourself and focus on your own self-love, one thing that came strong in pile 1 was looking within to change in yourself how you're being triggered by this person. So for me, I feel like Spirit's saying, I'm getting so many messages. This is a little intense. By focusing on yourself and your own fire, focusing on your own growth, your own passion, whatever this is that you want to move towards, if it's job and love, soul mission and love, I do believe Spirit's saying you will have emotional fulfillment here. I believe that every decision you make is the right one. It just affects how long it takes for you to get there. 2, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. Very interesting. For some of you, you could have a water sign coming back towards you, or you could be thinking about reaching out to a water sign and telling them how you feel. Let's have a look here. So this has something to do, I feel like some of you might want to be a healer, because there is this energy of sharing your voice about your journey. So either your spiritual awakening or your counterpart journey, something along those lines. This does talk about being a healer. So you could want to be a healer of some kind. Didn't I say writer or counselor or something? You could want to help people. It could be a life coach even. It could be a reader. With full trust in his own counsel, Seahorse transports messages from divine source. A visionary, he carries a nurturing instinct. Seahorse anchors himself by balancing his emotions through sheer willpower, helping him get through the most turbulent of storms. He enjoys the power of acclamation, while his compassion assists him in dealing sensitively with challenging situations. Seahorse enjoys a harmonious environment and works hard to keep it that way. Survey your position so that you may gain a clearer viewpoint. That's very interesting, because I get that, like trying to gain clarity, trying to look at yourself. Allow the flow of the current to guide you to the most opportune path. When clarity shines a light on the best direction, remain focused on your destination. So there is a lot about listening to your intuition about this. For those of you who have a water sign coming back in, there is something here about this person leveling up, emotionally mature wise. I don't know the proper way to say it. I feel like they're coming in with a deeper understanding of how they feel about you. I also feel like I keep feeling called to mention meditating on whether or not you should reach out to this person, whether or not there's something that you're holding on to, a grudge that you're holding on to, and your intuition is like, reach out to them, reach out to them. And you think it's overthinking and overanalyzing. I don't believe that we should all not reach out. I don't necessarily agree with that. And with the King of Shells, you know, I feel like there's this message of listening to your heart. It could be that you need to take action towards this person and have this come from a very emotionally stable place where you've healed a bit, you've had wisdom, you're not coming at them Queen of Swords, you're not coming at them fighting. This is a very emotional, deep love kind of card. So yeah, that could be for love or for work. You could want to be a healer. We have 10 of Shells. I believe that whatever you put your mind to, you are going to have emotional fulfillment as long as you follow your soul mission and what your heart wants you to do. And for those of you who are frustrated with twin flames, although I feel sad to say that you can give up your twin flame, you can. You can release them. I'm not saying cut cords, I'm saying release them. And ask the universe for a soulmate. And close that door and open the window for a soulmate. I don't believe if you're closed, if you're open to everything, that the right thing can find you. So for some of you, I feel like you either need to make a choice. Do you want to step into the divine feminine energy and work on yourself, work on your soul calling? Oh my gosh, where did that thought go? Anyway, or do you want a new beginning? Do you want to follow your heart in a different way? I am somebody that believes until you choose the twin flame journey, it can't actually come to you until you're willing to accept that it's going to be a long road and that you're going to have to put up with behaviors that aren't great. You're going to exhibit behaviors that aren't great. Until you choose it, it can't be unblocked. That's how I feel. And that's one of the most important parts of my journey, was choosing it. Anyway, I am rambling now. I do believe you have emotional fulfillment coming through your soul mission, though, whatever that means to you. So like I said, this could be a different job. It could be a person. I want to get some of these cards for you. So Spirit, what does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to hear? Creator fire, which is interesting because this is what this King of Wands is all about, is about creating your own destiny and about going after what it is that you truly want. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Look at this. We have find your sacred flow. This is Empress energy. So for a lot of you, I do feel like you're supposed to create something here. Possibly you're a divine feminine. This is very interesting. To me, this also resembles a cycle that you need to break to unblock the energy, because it mentions flow. So I do feel like there could be something blocking you here. Something that isn't aligned with you, someone that isn't aligned with you, a job that's not aligned with you. Take it as it resonates. And once you release that cycle, once you get through that you will find your sacred flow. It could also be what I was talking about, which is if you resonate with divine counterparts, choosing the connection, and you will see the energy start to change once you stop doubting it, once you stop overthinking and waiting for them to contact. Anyway, take it as it resonates. And we have creator fire. So to me, there's a lot about, similar to pile 1, there's a lot about finding what makes your soul happy. What is your passion? And go after that. You could have multiple passions. Something about sharing your voice, though. We have changes. Something is changing for you. I do feel a very strong message of figuring out what you need to change that's blocking the connection or blocking you from having that emotional fulfillment, whether that's work, whether that's a family dynamic, whether that's, there's something here about change, about destiny. And that once you make that change, that the energy will start to flow again. I'm not sure if you feel stuck right now, because there's a lot about, you know, taking a leap of faith. You go first. Jump. Make a mission statement for your soul. So more energy about trying to figure out what is it that you want. Decide on what you want and it will come to you. You could be torn between two jobs. You could be torn between two people. You could be torn between a twin flame and a soulmate. You could be torn about following your true passion. For a lot of you, there's healers here that are meant to share their voice somehow. So again, writer, singer, public speaking, podcasts, YouTube, TikTok. Anyway, so pile 2, I rambled on long enough. I'm sorry for my rants. Yeah, I do have readings available for next week. If you would like one, you can reach out to me. I have limited spaces available. And come January, I'm going to be doing this full time. I'm so excited. And as always, I am sending you lots of love and light, pile 2. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Clear Quartz Tower and the Starseed Oracle, which is my favorite, this is going to be your reading. Do you notice how I left it for pile 3? Nobody say anything. I don't have favorites. That's a myth. I just like the number 3. Today, while I was driving to my other job, I saw 333 on a license plate. So I have 3 oracle decks. No, 2 oracle decks. This one, another one, and then a tarot deck that we're going to use. And we're just going to leave it open and see what messages come through. That's very interesting. I'm sorry. Interesting. I'm not going to lie, there's been information about love and soul missions in both piles. I'm not trying to spoil it for anyone. I just can't help it. I'm a channel of love. Maybe my theme song should be Love Shack. Anyway. So pile 3, do you hear the crickets? I hear them. The sun is going down for you, pile 3. Soon I'll have my new ring light or I'll start recording earlier in the day to avoid this. All right, so Spirit, what does pile 3 need to hear today? What does pile 3 need to hear? What does pile 3 need to hear? We have baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So right away, I feel a very strong message that your soul is telling you to take action towards something that doesn't make sense to you, whether it's a person, a job, a place. There's a reason. That's our higher selves giving us a push. And I can tell you from experience, my intuition would tell me when I just started, like when I picked up my first tarot deck and I was just playing with it by myself, you know, asking the cards things for me, I kept imagining myself as a divine counterpart reader or a love reader. And it made no sense to me. It made absolutely no sense to me. And one of the cards in this deck talks about planting seeds slowly. And if you do one small thing towards whatever this is that your higher self is pushing you towards, that in 365 days, you'll see a whole bunch of growth, just small baby steps. So here we have baby steps. So start taking action towards what your soul is pushing you towards. Start You know, if it's pushing you towards union with a twin flame that you're in no contact with, start taking the baby steps to work towards what you can work towards on your side. Do you have a higher calling that you need to focus on? I believe that if you do focus on your higher calling, it does help open up the energy. A lot of us are light workers. If this is about, again, about a job, like if you, let's say you want to be a tarot reader, what I did was every day I made small steps towards it, and it made no sense to me. I started TikTok tarot, slowly put out really short videos. I invested in cards for the longest time. That's what I was trying to get to. When I awoken and I got into tarot, I started collecting cards like a squirrel. I would rather have tarot cards than anything else, more than fast food, more than, going out, more than anything. And I had no idea why. And I kept telling my partner, there's a reason I'm squirreling them away. There's a reason why I'm buying so many. And now I know why. Anyway, if it doesn't make sense, it's okay to still work towards it. Your higher self is not trying to lead you astray. Your higher self is trying to push you in the right direction. And sometimes we need a little push. And sometimes, if you're stubborn like me, the universe needs to send you tower after tower after tower until you get the point. Whoa, that one came out very aggressively. We have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. So there is something about learning about life lessons within yourself and continuing to grow spiritually, continuing to explore your own journey, the healing that you need to do. This does say study and higher learning. So I believe that, if you are like me and you have this little seed within you that's like, I could be a love reader, or I could be a tarot reader, or I could be, a healer of some sort, Spirit's saying to put time into it. One of the things I did was I did tarot courses in my free time just to learn a little bit more about it. There is something here about higher learning, possibly having a spiritual advisor help you, or a mentor of some sort. Interesting. That was on the bottom. And I thought, I looked at it 2 or 3 times and I thought, do I want to talk about that? Do I want to talk about that? Do I want to talk about that? And I was like, no, I'll just move on. And then it came out. So that was cool. So, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. I'm called to read that one right away because the other ones I understand, but this one I want to read right away. Do I have the right book? I do. Learning how to be human. The challenge for all souls having a human experience is to be in the world, but not of it. To realize they are souls having a human experience and to be fully conscious of it. To have their soul fully embody their body. People's personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence. Those who lean towards transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with God. I'm just saying, if you're not religious and you don't believe in God, and you believe in a higher spirit, the universe, this still applies to you, okay? It doesn't have to mean God. Nobody's here to judge anybody else. I'm not here to judge you anyway. So like for me, I would say they yearn for a personal experience with the universe or with spirit and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and are more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than on earth. Those who tend towards immanence have attached themselves more to earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about things in the physical world rather than connecting with the heavens of their own mystical inner worlds. Being a fully embodied soul is having a human experience, means finding the balance between transcendence and immanence, being in the world but not of it. Most starseeds are drawn towards transcendence. They're more comfortable with the angels and the heavens. I keep hearing Pegasus because of that transcending card. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. If this is you, you're being reminded that you chose to be in a soul in a body on earth, and you're being called to focus more of your energies in the physical world, to learn how to be human in a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. Do you tend to long for the stars or be more in the physical? How can you find a greater balance between the two? So for some of you, you might be questioning yourself right now. You might be in the other one, whatever the other one was. I can't even remember now because I have ADHD. But you could be in the other one where you're more focused on reality. You could be questioning spirituality. You could be like, well, I don't see it in my 3D world, so I don't believe it. And Spirit's saying there's spiritual growth to be had here. But it's about balancing it. It's about, not wishing your time on this earth away. You're here for a mission. And this is, your higher self saying it's time to move towards this mission. In every pile, I have felt the need to defend the labels we give people. So I'm just going to do it here because learning how to be human to me is very relevant to that. And I see so much judgment on the internet, in the comment section towards people like they're toxic and narcissistic and they cheated on me. And I'm not bringing it up to complain about the commenters. I'm bringing it up because we were taught to label people that way. I used to be that person. I used to talk that way about people. I used to call people narcissists, which is an overused word. And what's really sad is that a lot of people aren't narcissists. They were raised by narcissists, who were raised by narcissists, who were raised by narcissists. And also, shout out to the autistic people out there, the ADHD people, neurodivergent people. We can be very misunderstood and labeled as toxic or intimidating or narcissistic or all of the names that people feel we shouldn't be labeling anybody, okay? We shouldn't be labeling anybody is my point. So I feel like maybe you're someone who needs to learn that everybody is human, having a human experience. That person doesn't want to be exhibiting narcissistic tendencies. And I've seen people change through love. And anyway, I just wanted to bring it up again. I'm sorry. I'm not promoting toxic behavior. Walk away from the toxic behavior. That's my point. This counterpart connection, if that's what you resonate with, it really is about learning how to unconditionally love and not judge people. And if you're judging people and labeling people, you don't have unconditional love for people. And, when somebody's exhibiting narcissistic traits, if you're in a counterpart connection, they can exhibit narcissistic traits because of the way they were raised. It doesn't make them a narcissist, and only a doctor can diagnose that. Anyway. I just, it's connections like these where the counterpart acts in an unhealed way, in a wounded child way, trying to protect themselves, doing what they were taught from their parents, mimicking their parents' behavior. And do we have to put up with it as a counterpart? Absolutely not. Do we say that's not acceptable and walk away? Absolutely. Do we work on ourselves? Absolutely. Do we put up with crap? No. The point is that that person, you know, if they're on the path, if they choose this journey, they want to change and they start to change. And sometimes it can take a long time, but that's, again, I'm not telling anybody to stay with a toxic counterpart. I'm saying we label people far too easily. And that's going to the people in my comment section who are labeling people as narcissistic and blah, blah, blah. 8 of Crystals. We have dedication and progress. So this is that 8 of Pentacles energy. It's slow moving. You have to put in a lot of work, but Spirit's saying you will see the rewards here. The 8 of Pentacles can also symbolize a soul connection that's really hard, that you both choose because you know the benefits outweigh the hard times. You see so much abundance from it. This can also talk about being self-employed. So maybe there's something you want to do to be self-employed. Maybe you have, it's interesting because at one point this card came out for me when I was asking about what should I do about work. And the message I got from the reader, my reader, was that I had all the tools at my disposal. I'd been collecting tarot cards for absolutely no reason. I'd been collecting crystals. I had been listening to like tarot interpretations while I was sleeping for no reason at all. It made no sense to me. And my reader said to me, she said, you have everything you need at your disposal to have what you want. And that's the message I'm hearing for you today. And through dedication to whatever this is that you're being pushed towards, that you will see success, you will see progress. This can also talk about something that you've been working towards for a long time, finally seeing rewards from it. What does pile 3 need to hear? We have the 6 of Feathers. So this is transition and insight. And you know what, guys? This is about, this is the 6 of Swords. So this is about letting go of things of the past so that you can move into a brighter future, letting go of old grudges. This can also symbolize 2 people reconnecting after a disconnect. I'm hearing a lot about letting go of the past, about not holding grudges. I'm not saying you're holding a grudge, but I can be very open and honest about my experience. I held grudges for a very long time, and it blocked everything for me because I was holding on to grudges. It's that energy of like when you come back together, when you reconnect with someone. I'm thinking of the Light Seers Tarot because that's what I learned on. And we see the girl moving into calmer waters by releasing emotional thoughts. She releases 3 birds into the air so that she can move forward. And to me, that's very symbolic of releasing fears about what you could be moving towards. So if you're afraid to go after what you want, Spirit's saying release some of those fears so that you can move forward. If you're dealing with a person who was also having a human experience and betrayed you, there's something here about following your intuition, learning about possibly the twin flame journey with higher learning, and learning how to work through that and then release it so it doesn't become a weight in your connection. It doesn't become a blockage, because as we're holding on to those grudges, they weigh us down. So this came out in pile 2 in the exact same position. What are you holding on to that's blocking forward movement? What can you do to move forward? What baby steps can you take? What pentacles can you plant to progress here? This is all about planning, progression, exploring. Very beautiful energy. That's the 3 of Wands. So we have earth and fire. What else does pile 3 need to hear? We have willpower and creation. So there is something here that you're trying to manifest. There is something here that your soul is like sees potential in and is trying to push you towards, however that resonates to you. You know, this is symbolic of it's going to take willpower. What's really interesting is that I felt this need to defend people. And we all have this energy, the magician within us. And anybody who says that they don't is lying. We all have all of these energies within us, and we all have the ability to have them turned upside down and become the magician in reverse. And the huge thing that I hear with the magician in reverse, and my ears are ringing as confirmation, is that when the magician is in reverse, it can come across as someone who's being manipulative or, you know, not deceitful, but maybe wearing a mask or faking, or there is an energy of stirring the pot, of trying to create problems. So you could feel like your counterpart is a narcissist, to be honest, because it's right under this learning how to be human and have a human experience. Like I said, we're all here having this human experience. We all have this energy within us. I will say, sometimes I hear this card described as someone who's wearing a mask for multiple types of people. And as someone who is autistic, who masks, shout out to my autistic people, we're not being manipulative. It's actually the only way we know how to socialize, is to change the way we act depending on who we're with and how safe we are with them. So this person could have been masking. Your person could be neurodivergent. Again, autistic people can be labeled as cold, narcissistic, only thinking about themselves. Anyway, there's a reason I'm going on about it. I apologize to anybody who doesn't want to hear it, but that is part of my mission, is to change the way we label people, because why were labels even made? Don't even get me started. Whatever you're manifesting, though, Spirit's saying you can manifest it in if you follow your heart. We have the Three of Feathers, release and recovery. This is the Three of Swords, which I love this deck because this deck gets deep, okay? And a lot of people, when they see the Three of Swords, they automatically think third party, heartbreak. And when I was learning about tarot, I learned about the swords. I can't even believe I'm admitting this you're pile 3, so that makes sense. I learned the journey of the swords described as the Lord of the Rings, and they describe the Three of Swords as when Frodo gets stabbed and he goes to heal. So very interesting. I know that's also Four of Swords energy, but it's the transition from the heartbreak into the healing. And it's interesting because we do see this. I have this term, it comes out all the time. Can someone please tell me what kind of fly it is? We see it, well, that looks like a moth or a butterfly, actually. We see it rising here. We see it coming out of that heartbreak. And release and recovery, it's very symbolic to what we were talking about with the Six of Feathers. And I talked about the 3 crows that she releases. What can you release here? What's weighing heavy on your heart that you can release and recover from? The grudges we hold against people for what they did to us can weigh us down. And I'm telling you, when I started therapy, I'm in no contact with my parents. And when I started therapy, she said, you can forgive them. And I thought, how can I forgive them? Like, after what they did to me? I'm still in no contact, but I can at least look at them as humans and say, that's how they were raised. And I said that to them. I'm not blaming you for anything. It's how you were raised. Our family, there's a lot of neurodivergence in our family, I believe. So that played a factor. But they're not ready to release that anyway. So maybe releasing expectations upon other people. Take it as it resonates. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here. I'm really not. All right. So I'm just going to flip these flipped cards around so that we can get some messages for you. But yeah, for some of you, I do feel strongly that you had a counterpart that possibly hurt you. And there's something that you need to release here. And for others of you, you know, focusing on your own spiritual growth, focusing on your own spiritual journey, exploring what makes you happy, following your intuition. Another thing I will say, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. One thing that I was told is like when you get a gut instinct to go somewhere or to not go somewhere, follow that. Like if you wake up and you're like, oh, I think I'm just using myself as an example. Maybe today I'll go to the crystal store, and I hadn't planned it. There's a reason why I had that thought. So now I follow that thought. So if I have the feeling, maybe I should go here, I go because there's a reason for it. Follow your intuition, follow the signs, even if it doesn't make sense. Fearless expression 55. So that's very interesting. To me, this is about expressing yourself from an authentic place. And, you know, I believe that once you do this soul growth, once you evolve, you can express yourself from your truest, most authentic place. And I used to be afraid of speaking, and now I'm not. And that's how I express myself. And I feel like you have some kind of destiny, because this is 55, which, you know, reduces to 10, Wheel of Fortune energy. So I do feel like there's something in your destiny here, some kind of fear, something that you've been pushed towards that possibly you've been afraid of. So what scares you? Like truly, what scares you? Does expressing yourself scare you? That means there's something that you're supposed to be expressing. Very interesting. Very interesting. Spirit, what does pile 3 need to hear? Whoa, okay. That just, you know, anyway. We have fall in love with your own story. 54 comes to 9, which is evolution of self. And that's what I'm talking about how, you know, I'm not here to promote romantic ideas about twin flames. I'm here to promote forgiveness, love, healing, and falling in love with yourself, because that's truly what you have to do to find your higher self and to find your soul purpose. You need to fall in love with your own life. So for any of you who are sitting at home feeling bad about watching a tarot reading, don't. Because that's a comment that I hear from people. They're like, I'm just feeding my delusions. Not in my comment section, but like in readings, people will say like, I don't know if I'm crazy. Watching tarot readings, to me, getting insight on yourself, getting insight on your person energetically, that is falling in love with your own story. You are making yourself the main character of your life. Why would you feel bad about that? You're not watching some show that's meant to make money with characters you find funny. You're watching your own life. You're falling in love. You're becoming the main character of your own story. Anyway, just apparently somebody needed to hear that. Creator alchemy. I'm going to look that one up because I am... Fierce serenity. I'm going to look a few of these up. Creator water. And follow through. Very interesting. To me, this is symbolic of whatever it is that you've been, whatever it is that your soul's been whispering at you. You know, it could be about a counterpart. It could be about someone from your past who, you know, you haven't heard from in a long time. And your spirit guides have been like showing you synchronicities and you've been denying it. And maybe they want you to reach out to this person and you deny it. There's something about follow through here. This is also 23 equals 5, which is about change. You could be dealing with a water sign, or you could be a water sign with that creator water. There is a lot here about, there's a lot of water energy here in this visually, and about getting in touch with your emotions. I want to, this deck is by the Light Seers person. I don't want to label anyone. I don't want to gender anyone. I don't want to label anyone. The Light Seers person. A powerful alchemist, your calling, purpose, passion, the ability to manifest your dream into reality, being on the road to success, new creative abilities, activating dormant DNA, the spark of ideas. One thing that the reader I love talks about, you guys, is that how a lot of divine counterparts are dormant light vessels. We're here, we have no idea that we have a mission, and then we meet our counterpart and we're activated. We've been dormant all this time and now we're activated. I'm one of them. I know I sound like a crazy person. I'm not crazy. I'm really not crazy. You are a powerful alchemist and you are ready to transform the ingredients of your life and make your gold. You are about to step into a timeline of great potential where there is a window of opportunity to engage in your own evolution. Beautiful. That's very symbolic about you're about to step into this, because we have her stepping through the gate. We have your life, you know, you're about to see your abundance here. Beautiful. Fierce serenity, that's number 8, and that's actually, before we go any further, guys, this is 6, which is, you know, reminds me of the Lovers. So for any divine counterparts out there that feel like you have a soul mission or want to learn about twin flames, Spirit's saying learn more. You could be a dormant vessel. That could be why that is why you're pulled towards your counterpart. 6, the Lovers. Anyway, and then we have 8, which also reminds me of counterparts. But anyway, it's also about finding your own inner power with Leo energy. Fierce serenity, strength, quiet force, determination, the energy of the pacifist, willpower, self-control, a pure heart, emotional intelligence, a loving leadership, grounded calmness, infinite patience, a gentle soul, a peaceful warrior. And this card kind of talks about how you have to embody those things. You have to be able to see people at a human level and not judge and not hold grudges and unconditionally love. Fierce serenity, it's a quality that's embodied by the peaceful warrior and by the majestic beauty of a resting lion. It's the feeling of power and one of flexible calmness in the center of a raging storm, regardless of any fear or vulnerability that you are feeling right now. This card reminds you that you are strong enough to handle this situation. Stand up for yourself with love and courage and insist on integrity from both yourself and others. I think that's hilarious, because I was going on about how, do you have to put up with it? Absolutely not. Should you walk away? Absolutely. Stand up for yourself with integrity. When the world around you is challenging your inner peace, what gives you strength amid uncertainty, root deeply into that truth, as being fiercely grounded will change the outcome of your current events. Now is not the time for brute force. Lead with love, gentle love, not labels. Love, not labels. I don't know why I said that. The gentle serenity you project will be a steady force that will allow you to remain unshakable. Channel your love from a center of a pure heart and bless the quiet strength of your soul. It will prevail when it is given the chance to shine in the face of adversity. So pile 3, there you go. I got it in before it got dark. Yay! I think the sun might be up, maybe not. Anyway, I hope this found you well. I hope my ranting wasn't too much. Again, it's not that I'm talking about the commenters. It's that I'm trying to change the way people think. I've always been the type of person to go for the underdog, to hope for the underdog, to believe in the underdog. So to all my underdogs, hello. I just looked at the timer at 3303. Magical. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I have pile 3, since you're here. I have a wooden desk that I got, so I'm excited to use that for some of my readings. But yeah, thank you so much for your love and support, and I am sending you so much love and support back. Bye.